Change or business as usual? I'm joined by Ben Ferguson, the host of The Ben Ferguson Show and author of It's My America Too, and Clay Lowery, a former U.S. Treasury Assistant Secretary under President Bush. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to see you guys.
Good morning.
Clay, let me start with you. He was elected on the concept of change. He touted himself as a Washington outsider, yet look at how many appointments he's filling with former Clinton staffers. Where's the change?
Well, I think that, it's fair to say that there is a lot of change. Some of that change I probably don't necessarily agree with, but there's a lot of change in the policies and some of the substance of what they're trying to get done. Towards your comment, in the Treasury Department, there is people that were in the Clinton administration. I think that there's probably some rationale for that, which is this is a time for learning on the job is probably not exactly what you want to be having happening, at least at the Treasury Department. So I think that there is rationale for having good people that have done these type of jobs before.
Ben, reasonable argument. Experience works, particularly in unprecedented times. You think that's the case?
It wasn't even their A team. It was their B list of people in the Clinton administration that are in this guy's administration. That's what scares me even more so, is the fact that, one, he stayed with the old school, but he also didn't even get the best people. Bill Richardson was on the A team, and Hillary Clinton, I guess you could say he got one and Bill walked away. So, besides that, you got the guys that were the walk-ons that are now running the Treasury Department. What worries me the most about this is you've had guys that have been in Washington for so long. It's just like it went back to I'll have no lobbyists except for the 50 that I want. And this is where people are going, if I voted for Barack Obama, I would be upset because the guy sold me on a new way of running Washington. It's not a new way of running Washington. It's an old way. And I think that's part of the reason why you see the financial areas of this country not liking this guy right now very much, because they're going, who's running this? And they look at the list and they look at the staff, and it's not that impressive.
Okay, but Clay, here's the thing. When you talk to people across this country, you look at the polls. Yeah. The polls support this president. They support him overwhelmingly right now. And yet it does look like it's business as usual. Two things. Number one, how much of this is naivete, perhaps on the campaign trail, that he thought he could accomplish something, and look, once you get to Washington, D.C., it does become a little bit of business as usual. And how much of it is the confirmation process is egregious?
Well, the confirmation process is egregious. There's no question in my mind about that. And part of that is a problem of Congress. Part of that actually is a problem of this administration. And part of that is just the way that the American system is set up. It is become almost like you have to be holier than the Pope in order to get confirmed for some of these positions, which is crazy. Towards your other speakers' comments, I think that there are some of the people that are part of the A team from the Clinton administration. Larry Summers is obviously a very, very accomplished man. He's at the White House. He's one of the key people. Tim Geithner was an undersecretary and very accomplished person. He's been up in New York for the last 8 years, and he's going to be at the Treasury Department. And, there are probably some people that you can quibble with, but overall, I think they've got some good people.
Ben, go ahead.
Look at Geithner. If Geithner's an A-teamer, a guy that, I don't mean this in a mocking way, I mean this really seriously, cannot get his taxes right when he's dealing with his own personal life, all right? This guy goes up before Washington and claims that the budget that they're looking at and what he's doing at the Treasury is not his, saying, well, next year we'll be in charge of it. Right now, we're not really in charge of it. That worries me as an average businessman. I think this president has got great approval ratings right now because he says what the people want to hear. Yesterday, can you imagine looking back over history if any president would have said that your warranties on your cars are going to be guaranteed? It's a great line. It does. The average American goes, that's a guy I like. But in reality, that's scary. What's next? If my microwave goes out, I'm done. This guy's going to insure it?
Ben and Clay, I got to leave it there, gentlemen. Great points. We'll have you both back. Thanks so much, guys, for being here.